Bro, before we get into anything, the reactions, the tributes, the celebrity breakdowns, there is one detail about this story that nobody is talking about enough. There was a seventh person, someone who was supposed to be on that helicopter, someone who was sitting with Oliver Tree and his crew the night before, in the studio, making music. And the reason they didn't board that morning, bro, it's going to stop you cold. Stay with me, because we're getting there. But first, let me catch you up on everything because this story has developed fast and there's a lot you need to know. Sunday morning, Rio de Janeiro, 9 a.m. local time. Two helicopters collide midair over a neighborhood called Recreio dos Bandeirantes in the west of the city. 6 people on board across both aircraft. No survivors. Oliver Tree was one of them. 32 years old, Santa Cruz, California. One of the most genuinely original artists in modern music. The bowl cut, the oversized 80s clothing, the Vine character, the gold certified albums, Life Goes On with 3.7 million TikToks, that guy, gone. But here's what people aren't saying enough about who was actually on that helicopter with him. This wasn't a random group. This was a creative crew mid-project. You had Lucas Frota, a Brazilian DJ and producer who had been in the studio with Oliver Tree the night before. You had Lucas Vianale, an Argentine video director whose most recent film screened at the Berlin Film Festival earlier this year. And you had Gaspar Prim, known online as Gaspy, Argentine content creator, 2.83 million YouTube subscribers, one of the most recognizable faces in Spanish language internet culture. According to initial reports from Brazilian firefighters, the group was heading to Angra dos Reis, about 150 kilometers west of Rio, an archipelago of islands and crystal water, to film a music video. That's why they were in a helicopter instead of a car, 3 hours in Rio traffic versus 20 minutes in the air. It made complete sense. Everything about that morning made complete sense right up until the moment it didn't. The footage is out there. Bystanders caught it on their phones. You can see both helicopters in the distance, flying through an overcast sky. And then they make contact. And within seconds, both aircraft start losing altitude simultaneously. Then they disappear from view. And then a fireball. Black smoke rising over the city. Emergency crews running toward the site. One of the helicopters came straight down onto the parking lot of a BYD electric vehicle dealership on Avenida das Americas, exploded on impact. The fire spread immediately to the vehicles on site, around 20 cars destroyed. And here's where it gets crazy. Lithium-ion EV battery fires release highly toxic gases and need 3 to 4 times the water of a normal car fire to put out. The second helicopter came down about 100 meters away, carrying only its pilot. 6 people boarded those 2 helicopters. The investigation into why they collided is still ongoing.
Here's all the details we currently know of exactly how Oliver Tree passed away. It is being reported that earlier today, on June 14th, 2026, Oliver Tree, along with 3 passengers and a pilot, boarded a helicopter located in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. As their helicopter was in the air, they ended up colliding into another helicopter that had 1 person aboard, which was just the pilot, and everyone involved in the collision ended up passing away. Now, at this time, that is all we currently know about this entire situation. We have no idea what caused the collision. Like, you would think like both helicopters would know that they were in the same area and this could have been avoided. Maybe there was some communication issues. No one really knows at this time, but this entire situation is being investigated as we speak. I'll be sure to keep you all updated if I get any more information about this entire situation, and I just want to take this time to give my condolences out to Oliver Tree's friends and family. And I also want to give my condolences out to all the other people involved in the collision, friends and family as well. This is just an absolutely tragic situation, and may everyone involved in this terrible collision rest in peace.
Brazil's aviation authority has confirmed it's examining the legal status of both the aircraft and the pilots involved. The Air Force deployed specialist investigators to the scene. No cause has been officially announced. Now, the tributes. And no cap, some of these hit completely different. KSI posted a photo of him and Oliver Tree together. Oliver Tree with fart tattooed on his forehead in Old English lettering. Only him, bro. Only him. And KSI just grinning next to him. And then the caption. He wrote that Oliver was 32, that he should still be here, that he still had so much life and music and content left to give. Called him a legend. Said it still doesn't feel real. Said he genuinely feels sick. 1.4 million likes in 10 hours. KSI does not write like that. That is not his register. The fact that he did tells you everything. Whitney Cummings said he was one of the most talented people on earth, and that being that talented usually comes with an ego and all kinds of difficult behavior. She said Oliver Tree had none of it. Pure love, the best version of what a person can be. Lil Yachty paid tribute. Baby No Money said his heart was shattered. Rolling Loud posted almost immediately, and Rolling Loud doesn't do that for everyone. And the fans, bro, people who met him on the Great Wall of China, people saying life goes on carried them through their darkest periods. People who genuinely could not accept it was real because faking his own death felt more like an Oliver Tree move than actually dying. That reaction right there, that's its own kind of tribute. You can't manufacture that. You either have that cultural imprint or you don't.
A lot of people are saying that Oliver Tree's passing is weird or suspicious or something feels off about it. And I had the same instinct when I first found out he passed away. I was like, that's weird. Something feels weird. Helicopter crash. I don't know. And then I came to the conclusion that it's just because Oliver Tree and his entirety of his career was just a D1 rage baiter in everything that he did. Like all of the stunts and ploys he did, and he was just, a goofy. I don't really know anything about Oliver Tree. I saw him live at Lollapalooza in 2021, I think. That was a while ago now. But other than that, I sometimes would see his social media posts, and he was just constantly rage baiting people. So I think everyone just feels like, is he about to pop back out and release a new album? Is he about to pop back out? Was this some kind of stunt that he was pulling? I think that's where the weird feeling is coming from, because it's oh no, something's off, but I think it's just because there was something always off about Oliver Tree just in general. That's my take on it, at least, because it is weird. I don't know if I'd say suspicious. I didn't really look too much into it, but I can agree with the feeling that it's weird, but I think it's genuinely just because you're waiting for him to pull the blinds back off and be like, just kidding, voila, I'm here. Maybe that's just me though. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Here is the full picture of who Oliver Tree actually was. He spent 2 years recording his final album across 82 countries in all 7 continents. He photographed the album cover in Afghanistan. He had just left Atlantic Records to release independently on his own label, keeping every penny for himself. He had a 70-date world tour planned with Antarctica on the itinerary. He was going to play Antarctica. That sentence could only exist in the story of Oliver Tree. He was in Rio because his tour had a 3-week gap between Sao Paulo and Lisbon, and he filled it the way he filled everything, completely, on his own terms. Playing football in a favela, recording in the studio at midnight with producers he just met, holding a fake World Cup trophy calling himself Neymar. 32 years old, nowhere near finished, and gone in a Sunday morning collision over a city he was falling in love with. Rest in peace, Oliver Tree. Drop a comment if his music ever meant something to you, and subscribe, because we are covering this story as the investigation develops.